Junior Pro Offshore Angler. I'm your host, Jason Reese. Heading out for a morning of trolling with my buddies JT and Sprinkles. And it's late September. We're heading out for a half-day troll. I've got some new lures in the spread that we want to give a shot to. We've got some bad weather coming in. We were literally boating in the rain this morning, so we're going to head north out of Hillsborough Inlet here. This is what I would consider kind of the start of fall season, heading into October. Water temps are slightly cooling down. We got like 1 foot seas today. We got a chance for maybe like a fall wahoo this morning, and we'll see what else we can get into. We're going to troll up and down, probably between like Oakland Park, Fort Lauderdale, and maybe like Delray Beach. See what we can find, and I will show you what's going on in the spread. On one outrigger, it's going to be Alamorada. On a number 4 planer, we've got a pink and white Zoom Witch. This is a 1/4 ounce, and a pink and white Nita strip. On the shotgun, the Boon Bird, followed by a small pink Tuna hoochie. On the mid, it's going to be this Bahari lure, and this one is the Chambro. These are new. I'm going to tell you all about it in a segment that I'm calling Tiki Tackle Talk afterwards. And this is a purple and white or crystal Zoom Witch with a black and purple Nita strip. And on the other outrigger is going to be a purple and black Bahari Malalo. So I'm going to show you guys all this new tackle that I'm doing at the very end when we're not out here fishing, so it's less distracting. And you can tell we've got some storms here to the south and a beautiful sunrise out there to the east. Let's catch some fish. Got to get the fishing gods on our side. A pirate's breakfast. It's going to be a great day. Look at the storm behind us. 152 feet outside of Boca, just off of the Hydro Atlantic wreck. This is the long planer, pink and white sea witch, pink and white Nita strip. Oh, it's jumping around. I think it's a king. That's a king and not a Cuba. There's that king.
Yep, that's king.
Okay. Control your fish. Yeah, no, the king. Keep going. Right there, hold it. Pull out here.
Nice. There it is. Yeah.
Woo! We're on the board. All right, we got multiple on. We're still just north of Boca. Slow us down just a little bit. We got the mid is on and the outrigger is on. All right, so I'm on the decent fish too. I'm on the Alamorada. Sprinkles is on the new Bahari lure. So do those new Bahari lures catch fish? Answer is yes. Yep, move to the right. You're gonna get too close to me. I'll get mine in, and then you can probably have this spot.
Come on, Sprinkles, don't skip the gym anymore.
Oh, where's that flanker line? There we go. Hope these are blackfin and not bonita. Based on the way these hit together and the lures they hit, I'm guessing some kind of tuna. Blackfin or bonita. Decent size though, look at that. Bonita. Damn it. Good size ones though. We're gonna let these go. Sometimes we try to tag them, but we're in a little over a rush this morning, so we're gonna let these guys go. So I'm gonna lift them, not gaff them. Sir, definitely on the beefier side of bonitas. Okay, you come over here to this side now, Sprinkles. Oh, did you see the hit? Yeah, I think it did. Or you just crossed it, I can't tell. I don't know if Sprinkles crossed over with his fish or if this just got hit while we were slowly pulling along here, but now it's got to come in. You want to keep out more that way, Sprinkles? Brought in the whole spread by now. Sprinkles go, real. This one's on too, I can see it. So we're belly pulling along at 3 knots, and this still picked up another fish. So just goes to show you, as long as the boat's in gear and your lines are out, they're still in play. With smaller fish, we'll try to go like 8 or 9 knots still while somebody brings them in, but my friend Sprinkles here is really struggling to bring that one in quickly. This isn't even a bonita. What is this? Is it another king? I think it is.
Looks like it.
Yeah, it is. That one's gonna have to be measured. So watch your feet here, Sprinkles. I don't want to gas them if you swamp. He is gonna be close.
How's it coming?
It's coming. Already reeled in 2 fish by the time I was taking Sprinkles. This one bonita to the boat. This better be a record-sized bonita, Sprinkles.
Jason, we have enough battery for this? What do you want from me?
Oh my God, classic. He's gotta be 2 feet to the fort. Oh yeah. Definitely keeper size.
I'm getting a little close to this other line.
Up to the left. Why is it way over here?
I don't know, man.
Big ass bonita. Bonita was so big, they had remoras on it. Just knocked off 2 remoras. Nice. Sprinkles. We found the edge of the storm. Fire's breakfast kicking in. Woo! We're gonna try to head north and avoid the storm a little bit, but sometimes the edges of these storms is where you pick up the bite. So you get the cloud cover, and do a little bit of like darker water underneath, and sometimes the bite turns on here. So fingers crossed. We're 4 fish in the boat, and it's still early, so maybe we find something good here.
Call this a storm!
All right, 136 feet off of Boca. Just when I said we just turned the camera off, we pick up fish on the edge of the storm, and on the turn from the storm, JT's hooked up again on the long planer. Pink and white sea witch, pink and white Nita strip. Right, there it is, bouncing around. I think it's another king. I might be a little bit on kingfish today. Yeah, it's definitely a king.
Good on mine.
This one's coming down here. Oh, yeah. Pick it up, fight it out that way. Roger about. You got it. Right there, hold on. Actually, pretty good size with you.
Yeah!
Woo!
There it is.
135 feet north of Boca, and this has been the rod of the day. This is the long planer, a number 4 planer, pink and white sea witch. Actually, it's a zoom witch, and a pink and white Nita strip. Sprinkles back on it. So we were having a debate about reeling fish in a minute ago, and JT was like, these fish are pretty small, while Sprinkles was on the struggle bus earlier. And what's happening is that this planer rod, which is very heavily built, very beefy, and a 50 wide, is a very different animal to bring in than like a 30 wide in a small trolling rod. So Sprinkles, who struggled earlier, are you struggling again? Never mind, he's still struggling. I was trying to give you some redemption that it was harder last time, but you're still struggling.
Get this guy some rum.
Okay.
You got one.
I'm just gonna pull this out of the way. Do my best to pull it out of the way while you bring that in. Let's see. Oh, you know, I think it's already caught, and this actually might cut off because we got a very kingfish mouth. Keep going, reel. And we hope that it's like not, we hope that this mono is not in its teeth. So I'm gonna just try to lightly reel in and produce friction.
Here's our digging one the other day.
Oh my God, yeah, we got a little mess here. So what happened is that kingfish jumped over the shotgun line, and now it's all tangled up and potentially wrapped up in its mouth.
Need the gap, you got it.
I think I can pull that. Okay, we're gonna untangle this, but Sprinkles, there you go. Feeling it, bud. 138 feet. We are approaching Delray here. And again, the long planer, which has been the rod of the morning so far, is back on. JT says not a king this time. Oh, I just saw it bouncing around back there.
Probably didn't need it. Make him work. Make him work.
Looks like JT does not tangle up the lines with his finger connections.
Hey, I don't want to put the head through.
Just kidding. Good job for moving out there. At least another king. This will be king number 5. We can only get with 3 of us. There's 3 of us. So hold on, right there. Yep. 3 of us. This will be our 5th king, which means we can only get 1 more because it's two per guy per license. So this will be it for us for kings. Try to get, or actually JT, pick them up and go over on that side. And you're gonna go underneath this one, so you have that to me.
Yeah, this one's
You're gonna go underneath this one, around.
this one on this side?
Yep. You are clear from there. If anyone's wondering if the fall kingfish bite is on, today's your answer. The rod tip up. It's a giant Tuna, not a king.
Oh.
I'm gonna get it on the left here. And then we'll do that thing. God, I hate these things. The water out here, we're in 3 feet of water. It's still pretty green, and we've already caught a bunch of kings and a few bonitas. So we could probably stick around here and catch a few more. But we're gonna head out to deeper, bluer water and try to find maybe some blackfin tuna. I think the Mahi are probably out deeper today. We're on a half-day troll. We're not gonna run out to like 1,000 feet looking for them. But I think anywhere we can find some blue water and maybe catch a couple of different kinds of fish will kind of round out our morning troll out here. So we had a good thing going, but we're gonna head out to deeper water looking for some more fish. All right, so 650 feet of water. We finally came out and found some, not just cobalt blue water, but found a really great blue-green line here with some seaweed on it. So we came across to the deeper side, the blue side, and we're gonna run this back north. And because we came across a bit of a seaweed line there, we are checking all lines except for the planers. The planers typically will hold the seaweed on them and run the baits clear. So we are just checking the other ones. The only thing we had a bite on was, on the way out here, was again the long pink and white bonita strip on the planer. And there's bite marks in the Nita strip. Still in good shape, so we redeployed it, but like a really missed hit close to the hook, just bad luck. Hopefully out here we can find maybe some Mahi or blackfin tuna, but my guess is maybe some Mahi. Hey, there's already one on there. You got one on there. Keep going.
I swear
It's a small Mahi. It just hit.
That's hilarious. I swear to God, I didn't feel anything on the thing.
Pick it up and bring the lights up out here to the left. There you go. That's gonna be a small one. We're gonna let it go, but that's sweet. All right. It's our third species.
Oh, we found a fish that Sprinkles can actually reel in. Hey.
A sprinkle-sized fish. All right. We're gonna let this guy go. He's too small. And Sprinkles has one more there that was a misbite. So probably 2 Mahi hit that. That was a miss hookup. Both planers triggered out here. We're running this weed line, 622 feet of water. Pretty much parallel with Boca now. We had one small Mahi. JT's doing the last of our bait checks through the seaweed, making sure we're not running seaweed. Oh no, I see your bait pulling. It's not on, but check it anyways.
Still running the same weed line, 579 feet of water.
Oh, jumped again. Keep going, all the way to the right. Yep, there you go. Keep going, there you go. Yep. Keep going. Nope, keep going. Right over it, jump right over it. Stop. Get over here. All right, Sprinkles!
That's pretty.
Beautiful. All right, let's get ready to deploy. 654 feet of water, out in the middle of nowhere. Still on this blue-green line, and actually we found some bamboo. And we got a bite, a misbite. The bait came back just totally destroyed, but no fish on it. And now that we're getting ready to redeploy, and the long planer actually triggered. There you go, keep it up there. What do we got there? Blackfin? There's a skipjack tuna. All right. We'll take it. It's an appetizer, Sprinkles.
I'll take it.
538 feet. We got to head back in, so we had to abandon the blue water. So we're coming back in, and the short planer being bouncing through some waves here. Got hit. I see it bouncing out there.
Yeah, I see it.
Piece of clip. Ooh. Good. No, probably a Tuna. A king in 538 would be deep, but the water is green. It has been a day for the king bites. I don't want to say it's a Tuna or jinx it, but
Good size. Is that a Tuna?
is it a wahoo? Be a wahoo. Get the gaff ready, Sprinkles. No, it's a cuda. Oh no, it's a cuda. 322 feet of water, still making our way in. After the last cuda catch, we got redeployed. It is same rod, same bait. And we are still off of Boca. You can flip this one in. I think it's a little king or a little cuda. But those Nita strips hold up to some hits though, right? Get bit, redeployed, get bit again by these sharp teeth predators. No, it's a cuda. Yeah. 2 cudas in a row. All right, we'll get rid of that guy. Cheers, guys. Great day. Back in the inlet. It is hard to come in on a half day, admittedly. Like, it is tough to like pull up lines and run in, but we did. I'm proud of us. We called it. We came in. Highlights and lessons learned, over to JT first.
I learned with the planer, when you take it off, you gotta make sure you don't let it out too fast so that you have the slack so you keep it tight all the time. So that's a good lesson learned on that one.
It is a good lesson learned. Actually, that's great for the viewers. Like, and I see it happen a lot. So let's say you put the rod back in the gun while you're helping somebody else pull the planer off. You pull the planer out of the bridle and you've pulled line in to get the planer out. If you just let that line go, there's all that slack and you can get a fish off that way. You see how big the holes in their mouth are by the time you get them in. That's a great lesson learned. Any highlights?
Highlights? Just the fish we caught, good times with my bros. That's it.
That's it. Sprinkles?
I learned dragging up a bonito using the planer rod wasn't exactly the most fun, but hey, you know, you're out here, you're having a good time. It's a beautiful day. We caught a lot of fish this morning. I always learn something from this guy, and you just can't ask for another better opportunity.
Yeah, solid day.
Guy never skips leg day, so that's why.
We're gonna work on Sprinkle's fishing muscles. He's gonna be out here like 75 years old out fishing us. I know it. At least outliving us. How I know it was a half day also is there's still some rum left. On a full day, there would not be any rum left. So
not for long.
We're just gonna clean the boat. Polar definitely helps keep the vibes going, and you gotta get the fishing gods on your side out here. For me, I had hoped to find like a fall wahoo. It's 2 days in front of a new moon, so we knew like it wasn't gonna be like a good moon for wahoo fishing. But the kings were biting, which was awesome. We like maximized that bite. We damn near limited. I think we were one shy of limiting. I think we got 5 kings. We tossed small mahi back. We kept 1 mahi. We kept the skipjack, and we tossed back some kudas. We caught a bunch of fish. I don't know what the exact number was, but pretty solid fishing day. All my friends that went out yesterday said it was really slow. They got skunked and it was tough out there. But I'm glad we sent it. A pretty solid day. So, guys, stick around. I'm gonna bring you guys what I'm calling Tiki Tackle Talk, walking you through exactly what was in the spread today, including a bite map of what all was getting hit. All right, let me run you guys through what got bit today. Man, the rare 1 bite on the shotgun with the Boonbird and the pink tuna taco. We'll have to swap that bait out. 3 bites for the Islamorada flyer. 4 bites on both of the Bahari lures. 1 was on the outrigger and 1 was the mid right in front of the shotgun. The planers really did get most of the bites today. So on the short planer with the purple and white Zoom Witch plus the purple and black Nita strip came in with 6 bites. And the winner was the pink and white Zoom Witch and the pink and white Nita strip with 11 bites. And stick around for Tiki Tackle Talk, where I'll walk you through how these are rigged. All right, welcome to our first Tiki Tackle Talk segment. So a lot of people asked me to do some of the tackle conversations away from the fishing because it's very distracting, both for me talking about it while I'm watching lines and boats in front of us, and for you guys trying to listen over the sound of boat engines and rods and all that stuff. So this segment is just to kind of walk you guys through what I'm using and give you a little more detail behind the scenes, so next time you go out, you're a little more equipped. Started off, gotta stay lubricated. This is the Papa's Polar Blonde Rum, one of my favorites. The sherry cask is my actual favorite, so I think all of us anglers know when you're fishing, it's easier to talk with a little bit of rum in the body. All right, oh, that's good. Okay, so first of all, reels, rods. And I'm gonna start with the shotgun. So this is the shotgun is your rod or your line that goes out the longest. So this is the one that we put way out, like more than half of the spool. I use a Boonbird as a teaser. You don't have to. Behind that, today, I ran this pink tuna taco. I actually am going to go back to what I used to do was run like 2 smaller squid hooks, maybe like squid feather combo hooks, only like a foot and a half off of the Boonbird. But that's what I'm running on the shotgun. Now, I use the same rod and reel combo for 4 of the lines in my 6-line spread. So those 4 lines are, this is an RD custom rod. This is a trolling rod, and honestly, I don't think that you should have to buy custom rods for trolling. So it's medium tension rod, and it's paired with a Abbott. It's a Pro EX30. So I run these 30 wides on 4 of them. So the 2 outriggers, the shotgun, and the mid all run the same rod and reel combo. So they're done that way. So if you watch from the beginning, from last year when I started, I had smaller reels, and I caught plenty of fish on those reels, and most of the fish that we catch out here in Florida are going to be fine on those reels. But what I want to be prepared for is when that like 60-pound wahoo hits and I'm going 9 knots, and I want it to be like a little bit beefed up. So this is what I'm running now on 4 of my rods. The other 2 rods are the planer rods, and those are going to be a little bit beefier. So on those, I'm running Tiagra 50s. So this is the beefed up version for us to run and really be prepared should a small blue marlin or a big wahoo slam one of those planer baits. And the rod needs to be beefy just to pull that planer behind you, because as soon as that planer sets, it's going to put a lot of tension and drag on that rod. It's got to be able to handle it. These are RD custom rods. I'm not hooked on this specific rod for any reason, but just any kind of rod with a lot of backbone that can take that tension. How I am spooling the planer rods, which seems to be a popular topic here in South Florida. So my goal with spooling these rods is both capacity and elasticity. So on the capacity front, Tiger 50s are a big reel. So I've got 480 yards of 60-pound mono as the backing, and then 1,000 yards of 80-pound braid on top of it. And then that braid is what is going to be the thing that connects to my inline bridle. So on the other 4 trolling rods that aren't the planers, so those are the Abbott 30 wides, I've got 300 yards of 80-pound braid, and then I have 250 yards of 60-pound mono for the stretch. So you got the braid backing for capacity and the mono stretch. So it's important that you've got both capacity and the elasticity to bring in that bigger fish when eventually you get lucky. You catch a bunch of 30-pound wahoo out here for a year or two, and then suddenly you get that 70-pounder that hits. Want to be ready for it. I know that if I'm out here enough, eventually I'm going to get a shot at that bigger fish. I think that I got a shot at it down in the Keys last summer. Actually, it was on our way back from the Keys last summer, and I had a hook bend straight. That was a hard lesson learned. I feel like I lost my biggest wahoo. So I don't want to lose it for tackle reasons. So every time you lose a big fish, figure out what it is, make it better. Big fish will test everything in your tackle, so it's critical that you got everything tightened up. I get a lot of questions on what kind of knots that I use out there, and I try to tell people, like, tie a strong knot that you feel like is simple enough that you can do it on the boat, in waves, under pressure. So I do try to do all my tackle as much as I can while I'm on shore before I'm out there. So I make backup yo-yos, and I try to do things that I can just snap on and be good to go and maximize my fishing time. But while you're out there, inevitably you're going to wind up tying some knots. So if for braid and for even like lighter, like 25-pound and less mono, I do a 25 loop Bimini twist knot to start to double my capacity strength, like right where I'm tying the knot. And then I'm a big fan of double unis. And whether you do 7 wraps or you do 9 wraps, I find those are strong. I am not losing fish using that knot, both for like on my trolling setups and at the end of the planer. But on the bridle side of the planer that connects to the braid in your line, that important connection that goes your planer braid to your inline bridle, that's an important knot. And that's one that I have had slip, and it has been embarrassing watching an entire leader, planer, bridle all be pulled off to come back and find the braid just kind of like wrapped up and laid up. Then it's clear that my knot failed. That's embarrassing. You're putting litter in the ocean. None of that works out well. You can lose big fish, right? So important to get that knot right. For that knot, I do a 25 wrap double uni, and I pull it down tight. I do as much as I can to get that knot, make sure that it is going to hold against all that tension of a planer, plus potentially a big fish. So by using those 2 things, those are my 2 trolling knots that I use. When I do like inshore stuff and I'm going to different types of fluorocarbon, I do FG knots to go to those. But for the most part, when I'm out there in my trolling setup, it is Bimini twist, It is double unis, and I do a lot of wraps when I go to the inline planer bridle. So hopefully that answers any questions. And if you've got a knot that you love out there that's your go-to, please share it with the rest of us. So I do get questions about what size planers that I'm using, and I try to tell you guys when I'm like deploying it or during like the initial setup, but I forget sometimes. So I used to use a number 8 on the short planer on a 10-second count into the water, and a number 6 planer on a 30-second count on the other corner, and that way they're staggered. That works great. It did slow my trolling a little bit. So over the year, like 2 years now I've been fishing, I have gone to a number 4 planer and a number 4/6 planer. And you might look at these two and say, they look the same, what's the difference? And the difference is in the size of the weight. So the number 4 planer is a number 4 weight, and the 4/6 planer is a 4 size plate and a 6 size weight. So this is the one that I run closest to the boat. So this one will be longer, this one will be shorter, they'll be staggered like this, 10 seconds, 30 seconds. And I've actually come to like the smaller planers because I can pull faster. They just don't put as much tension on the rods. I've lost less fish, and I'm able to troll more and cover more territory, and I don't think that it is had me missing deeper fish that I would have otherwise got bites on. So I will go slower to get more bites, let me be clear, but I don't think that actually has impacted it so far. So those are the two that I've been running. We're heading into winter where supposedly like the fish will be up a little bit higher in the water column anyways, but honestly guys, I haven't seen the difference. So 4 and 4/6, if you're worried about turning and tangling them, then get a bigger weight difference just so they're running higher and lower in the water column. There's less chance of a tangle. But once your planers are out, you got to watch your turns no matter what. So for those who have been watching the show for a while, you know that I've kind of evolved in what I run in my 6-line spread. Two of the most important things, especially here in South Florida when you're targeting a lot of kinds of fish, are what you're going to run off of your planers. So my view on these has evolved over time, and now I am using what are called zoom witches, which are really high-end, what you think are traditionally called sea witches. So if you can look here, that is the biggest 3DI on the market. These are big, high quality. This is I think 1.5 ounce. And I went to these for a couple of reasons. One, locally owned. I'm big on working with local brands. These guys are out of Boca, 3rd generation anglers, tackle store owners, tackle company owners, and these guys know how to make things that work and that hold up here in our waters. So I built this leader, but you can buy these pre-built. So the way that I run this is a heavier weighted zoom witch. So this is going to be on my 4/6 planer running on a 10-second shorter drop back on my planer. Under that, I put a small squid in here. If I lift this up, you can see the squid. That's what I had at the time, but they also make a flash witch that is a better fit, and it's a little more flash. So I recommend to go zoom witch, flash witch, and then your hook. And these hooks, they do sell these hooks. It's like a 12-0 long shake limerick hook that they bend out so we can have all of this set up for us. So the way, and I'm always looking for wahoo. So if you watch my channel, that's my thing. I love catching wahoo. And wahoo tend to hit the back end of the bait. They cut off that propulsion. So you don't want a massive amount of like meat or anything hanging off here. You want them to hit this big shank. And I like this better than 2 hooks because I feel like my hookup ratios are better and it pulls smoother in the water and requires little to no expertise to make this run nice. So you can buy these hooks from them too, pre-made like this or on a full leader rigged up for you to run exactly how I'm running it without you having to build the leader out. So it's a nice way to do it. It's also a nice fast way to have a backup to quickly deploy if you should get one bitten off. So they already come with wire to stick through your Nita strip. And that's the next thing I'll show you. As you guys have seen me go away from doing any kind of ballyhoo and reel bonita strips to these Nita strips. So if I pull back the zoom witch and show you guys, this is what that looks like. This is a Nita strip, artificial bonita strip. So I've kind of pulled this one. This one actually got a couple of bites last time we were out there. So this one's already taken a couple of hits. It still looks great. There's actually some teeth marks back here. You can see that in the camera there. But when you hook these up, what you want to do is make sure that obviously you're going to pin it first to the hook. And then I like to use my thumb when I'm putting it on to measure where I want it to go through. So I use my thumb to measure the bottom here. And then with my thumb, slide it over. And you want to make sure that you don't put it into those swim indentions. Those help give you more action back here. So since I've gone to these artificials, I've noticed that I've gotten not less bites, but more bites. But more importantly, these don't wash out. They also take multiple hits and can get redeployed. So it's a massive thing for me not to wonder like, oh, it's been 40 minutes. Are my baits still okay? And you pull it in and it's like washed out and looking terrible. Or something hit it and pulled it off and it came off too easy or whatever. And just the rigging of having to get things back out quickly. And sometimes, I mean not sometimes, ballyhoo and bonito strips take one hit and they are done. This has been nice to have multiple hits and be able to redeploy these. So I've gone to it and it's fun because after I've been using it for a while, I discovered the owners are actually like a father-son team that are also based here out of Pompano and Lighthouse. So great guys to work with and the baits really are awesome. I'm not being paid to promote anything on this channel. It's just I start to work with people after they see that I'm already using quality products like this. And of course, I look for anybody who is local. That is my that's my go-to. So that's what I'm running out there on the two planers. On the longer planer that's going to be shallower, I usually run like a quarter ounce up to a half ounce zoom witch. So I've got a heavier zoom witch down deeper and a lighter zoom witch up a little higher in the water column. That's how I like to just keep them a little more staggered. I get asked a lot about colors. Personally, I'm not sure that colors matter so much, even the zoom witch to the Nita strip. I'm type A, so I like to match colors together. It's just a type A thing about me. But if you only had to pick one, this is the one that I would pick. And this one is a 1.5 ounce pink and white. If you can only pick one, pick pink and white. I mean, these are absolutely beautiful. They come in premium packaging. They stay protected. They come out of the box looking beautiful, ready to go, ready to catch fish. These are hand painted, hand tied, gorgeous, ready to go. So if you're only going to do one, pink and white, but honestly, like if you've seen my videos, I've run out of Nita strips. So I've had to go to different colors. I've had my zoom witches bitten off and I've had to go to different colors and they still catch fish. I go every day with what I call a balanced spread. So I'm out there looking for any fish willing to bite out there past like 100 feet, which is going to put me in the business with kings, wahoo, blackfin tuna, occasional like sailfish that'll come through, mahi. My point is to be open to business to all that and then tailor the spread based on if I'm seeing any one thing being bitten. And most of the time, it's just about dragging that spread over the fish at a time that they're actually feeding. So I've seen great rips and looked down on the water column and seen fish down there just not feeding. Sometimes the fish just aren't biting. And sometimes they do lean into it's a certain color or a certain type of bait. Let's say I'm out there's a bunch of blackfin tuna, we're catching them in different places. I'm going to go to some more topwater baits and I'm going to go tailor that spread for blackfin tuna. But for the most part, those same blackfin tuna, the bigger ones, are going to slam the planer. And that's how you see me catching those like 15, 18 pound blackfin tuna this summer on the planer. They'll also hit those topwater lures. So having all of those different things in play is great. And the fish out here will hit all of those. I've caught wahoo on tiny feathers. Most of the time, they're going to be on the zoom witches and the Nita strips. On the planers running deeper, they have hit the shotgun baits, small feathers, small squid baits. So as long as you're dragging those 6 baits, for me it's 6, for you it could be anywhere between 2 to 9, but make sure they look good. It's better to have less good-looking baits in a quality spread tracking properly than it is to have 9 lines out and 3 of them are fouled up and 2 of them aren't running straight. So that's how I like to run my spreads. And a couple more things that I'll show you are these new Bahari lures. Are not out on market yet, but they're coming soon, and you might even be able to find them on the Gulfstream Lures webpage now. So there's different variations of these with the heads, right? This is the Malalo. So this has a little more of a concave head. They've got bullet heads and a bunch of different variations. Strong mustad hooks. So these aren't the kind of hooks that are going to pull straight on you. If you catch anything big and you might think, oh, that's a great mahi bait. And you'd be right. That's a great mahi bait. Quality probably on par with like a black bart, I would say. But if anything bigger hits this, it's going to hold that too. So if you've seen my videos of like, wahoo pulling a hook straight and that kind of stuff, these, you don't have to buy this lure. You're like, oh, I like that skirt. I like that head. Then come back and re-rig it all on your own. These guys do a good job with the rigging. I'll tell you a couple things about it. All right. I pulled this one out of the packaging. This one has not been run yet. This is a Bahari Chambo. So you've seen me run the blue one in my spread and catch a bunch of fish on it, including today. This one's got some orange in it. Why orange? Because Corey, the guy that owns Gulfstream Lures, cuts open the mahi that he catches, looks what's inside. What does he find? Small juvenile flying fish, and those are orange and black. Hence the orange in this one. So I'm pumped to run this one. Next time I go out looking for mahi, this one's going in the spread. Underneath the skirt is 60-pound Linner Pittman line, so high quality line, best mono on the market, and high quality sleeves, bench crimped. So these are not a thing where you have to worry about the quality and you got to come home and say, I don't trust those guys. I got to crimp my own thing. I got to put my own hook on it. And you've seen me tell you about other lures, how you got to put your own hook on some of these because these small, crappy quality hooks will pull straight, even in things like big blackfin tuna. So quality lure from the start, pop it off. Make sure you take the safety off of the hook. Who's guilty of doing that? I've done it twice. And lock and load, and you're ready to go. Well, I think that wraps up our first Tiki Tackle Talk segment. I hope you guys enjoyed this. I'd love to hear what you guys think about this and how this could be more valuable for you. Ultimately, I make these videos for you guys, so I take your feedback to heart and modify accordingly. While you're waiting for the next video, check out these videos. Appreciate you guys watching. Please share and subscribe. Tight lines.